Hello, everybody. This is part two of the physical only Honkai Star Rail challenge. Um, and this is going to be the continuation of Bellabog. Of course, it's a request. We're going to end it. Part two here. Um, a little side note though is I think a lot of you that are going to be watching this are in May, or most likely it's going to be May. That's what I've planned to release these videos as I have another video in the works. Hopefully that I can get done by the time. But a lot of my exams are coming up soon, especially in May. So I've already recorded these videos in April, starting in 4.0, which is why it is so outdated, these videos, because it started all the way from 4.0 to 4.1 here. I'm guessing it's gonna, yeah, we are in 4.1 at the making of this video. As well, not the making of this video, as I am recording this intro. Because again, you'll see what I mean by that, because this video was recorded a day before the 4.1 update, which is why I'm saying now we are in 4.1, and I'm editing this a couple days after. But yeah, so these videos, that's why I plan to create the channel and also have another video up on May. So I've already pre-recorded some videos. I'm gonna be recording part three, most likely four, as pre-recorded, and then a lot of these videos are gonna be released. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. But yeah, this is a very long intro. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make that note for anyone wondering why are these videos so outdated. It's because I had to pre-record them just for my exam. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. We start off the story with unlocking the artifact system, which is basically called relics in Honkai Star Rail instead of, if you're a Genshin player, it's called artifacts. Yeah, we unlock it, and we continue our story in the underground of Bellabog, where we meet a robot, which comes from the guy called another robot guy called Svarog. He's basically like the second group of this underground world, and we defeat the enemies. They're pretty easy, and basically go back to our hotel and rest after being in the underground, figuring out what the problem is. And we have one of those weird dreams again.
I lost her. My wish. Your so-called plan. What is the point of it all? Silence! She is my daughter. My only... You soulless thing. How could you begin to fathom? You will never understand. Never! A new world.
We wake up and decide to take a walk where we meet Branya, because she's also like just questioning herself after with Kokolia and all of the situation that's been going on here. And we decide to just have a walk and talk about it. Where we overhear Natasha and Seely talk about supply shortage, and we decide to help them. On our way of helping them, we find some supplies, which we find a very important toy for Branya. And this is where we find out that Branya is actually a child of the underground world, which was basically an orphan at the time. Um, an orphan which was adopted by Kokolia as this so-called by the art, because the architects had this whole vision of a great supreme leader which will help out everyone. And she just has like a little breakdown about this, thinking about her life, which Loki makes Celie pretty mad. That she's just sitting here complaining about how sad her life is while everyone here down in the underground has had an already hard time. Like, kind of just saying to her, like, hey, we've all had it hard, but if you really want to be better, you have to try. We decide to leave them alone to have the conversation themselves and look for supplies meanwhile, where we meet Clara and a robot, which kind of makes us realize that Clara knows Svarog, and she's looking for medicine. Because Celie already knows her, we help decide to split up the medicine that we have already, and we deliver the medicine we needed to Natasha. And through this little mission, it allows us to unlock Natasha as our 4th physical character, and we'd add her to our team, of course. We get to Svarog's lair as we decide to confront him, and we have to find some keys, which we do and unlock them. We find out there's a door that needs Clara's, we decide to find Clara as we think she's the only one that can help us, and we find out that she's in danger, and we find the enemy that is kind of like threatening her and defeat it easily, which gets Clara on our side, and she asks us to help her find a device and she'll help us, which to open the door that we need to open, and that works out easily. I quickly do it, which finally gets us to talk to the man, the myth himself, Svarog, who already knows about the Stellaron when we bring it up to him, which goes to show that he is pretty like old, I guess you could say. But yeah, he's known about the whole Stellaron, and when we ask him about the whole Stellaron, like, what do you know, can we help, or can you help us, it basically goes downhill, and that kind of just leads us into a battle, which goes pretty quickly, pretty easily, and we of course win, as per usual, and he helps us.
If we were to tell them that the almighty Elisa Rand activated this thing and triggered the eternal freeze...
It's the truth, madam. The truth won't change with the opinions of the people. The reports before you are the precious result of painstaking...
I have never doubted you, Doctor. On the contrary, I am resolute in the face of this conclusion. From the moment I took up this mantle, that voice, their voice, has made its home, and I shouldn't be telling you this. Let's return to your research, Doctor. I'm afraid I cannot make these reports... Unless you have found a way to completely destroy the...
I understand.
Cache number 1317.
I don't understand, Doctor. Why do we have to hide such valuable research results away? They're the work...
You're still young, child. The Supreme Guardian. She sees further than you or I.
I just think it's a shame. Our research has hit an obstacle. Meanwhile, your result...
Don't...
Cache number 2.
Why is there a robot here?
During his life, this was Dr. Mearsheimer's personal robot bodyguard. I heard it's a prototype from the Great War. Since the doctor and his assistants passed away, it's remained here.
Oh, I see.
Madam Guardian, I've found them. All the documents are here. Madam Guardian, what should...
It would seem a great waste to destroy it. Find someone to reset its system, and then arrange for it to be sent to the underworld. I hear that the
Yes, madam.
I'm sorry, Doctor. But one day, somebody will be able to carry...
Cache number 5.
We find out that Svarog is pretty ancient, I guess you could say. And that he had been recording all these Stellaron things at the time when he could. And this shows us that it's an ongoing problem where the Supreme Leaders are already known about the whole Stellaron and the whole thing freezing this entire planet. And they've always kept it a secret because they've been controlled by it. Bronya finds this out as well, being with us, which makes her kind of go down in her mood. And we decide to give everyone time. And that makes me get a pop-up that I need to level up, get a story. So I quickly do a domain. I want to use this time to talk about, like, the challenge. I know that the challenge might be like a little boring because it's pretty easy, honestly, thanks to Preservation Donghong and just having Trailblazer pretty good early on, I would say. So hopefully, I would say that like it gets harder later on with characters being less physical focused. But yeah, um, it's pretty easy so far. So again, I do hope it gets easy. Anyway, continue the story now that we are level 21 and can continue. We head out back to the overworld where we find out that Branya had already went up to meet up with her mother, Cocolia, the Supreme Leader. Where it kind of all goes down, where they have like this whole argument, I guess, conversation argument type, where she finds out that she was in the underground, so she knows that something must have went up, that her tricks might have like loosened on her, which probably knows this is gonna be business, and she decides to just take her out to show her it. Meanwhile, we go decide to find Serval, as we think she can help us somehow, and we talk to her. She takes us to the Silvermane Guard up north camp, as that's where they are guarding the whole planet. We meet Dern, a guy, where we negotiate with him to help us, but it doesn't work out and puts us in a battle as per usual. And of course, with any battle, we win it pretty easily, honestly, as usually. We meet Japard again, and we, find. I think we already knew this already beforehand, but they are siblings. In case I forgot to mention that, they are siblings. Last time, but yeah, they are basically just siblings, and we try to negotiate it with him to like make him to explain the situation that, hey, you need to help us or get out of our way, low key, because honestly, Cocolia is fucking up, and we need to help Branya. And of course, as any negotiations in the story, it ends up in a battle. At this point, any negotiations ends up in a battle, but yeah. As usually, we of course defeat him with ult from Stella. He opens the gate, and that's when we find out there is enemies. So we have to, of course, fight some waves of enemies before we can continue our adventure to the Stellaron. Not adventure, but to the Stellaron to, help out the people here. Because our fight with Japard, it leaves him, weak. So Serval decides to stay behind, which leaves us to go to the Stellaron all alone. The area is infected by fragments, and Danghang tells us, yo, we should probably not touch any of these items, low-key, or anything that's around here interacting with our surrounding because of how dangerous it could be. But we find out that there is this door that we have to, of course, open up, which needs us to interact with the surrounding. We do that, open the door, and we have a fight with a echo, or like a thing, of Cocolia. This echo actually goes also pretty easily. Surprisingly, I thought like because it doesn't have physical weakness, it would have gone not that bad, like pretty bad. But again, we have at this point Donghang Preservation. He's a pretty good shielder. But then we find Branya and Cocolia finally and get to the real shit. This is where it all, like, the final countdown, I guess, I don't know what you want to call it. But yeah, we find out that she's trying to just show Branya like a false truth again. But Branya does not fall for it. And she, of course, decides to just fight us, just to keep us quiet. Or to take back her daughter, I guess. And she summons this big robot, an ancient robot, which puts us in this battle with some waves of enemies, which we quickly finish through, and try to stop Cocolia. We have this whole parkour scene here. I fucking love it. That's why I'm just showing you guys this. It's just us, team working. It's crazy to think, like, of course, in the story wise, right? It's kind of crazy to think that, like, oh, all these people were like that are helping us right now. Well, it's only Barney and what's her name, Sealy here in this situation, but they all just did not trust us that much at first, especially Branya. She really wanted to stop us, but now she's on our side. And yeah, Stella, being the cool bitch she is, gets to Cocolia, which puts it in a little battle, which goes off quickly, where she charges up an attack and hits us in the shoulder, or the heart in this situation, which makes us fall to our demise. But we get quickly teleported into this world, where we wake up in this world where it's like the galaxy. Like, I'm pretty sure this is not. I don't remember it being explained. Anyone in the comments correct me if it is, but this is just like a space area, right, where we wake up in, and we walk through where we see like memories and conversations and so on, where we meet a little kid that's called, or it's a body of a little kid, which is called the Guardian's Will, which is like this preservation thing, and it kind of like has its like a little like I guess like a philosophical talk with us, I guess, which explains like that the fragment has been a thing for 700 years now. What should the people do to stop it? Should they continue the path of preservation, or should they find a new way? We decide to keep it going. And it tells us to touch this like blade thing in the middle of this place. We unlock a preservation trailblazer, which is a fire. I was about to say fire type as if it's fucking Pokemon. Fire element, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And of course, we won't be able to use this type of trailblazer because it is, again, as I said, fire. This is only physical only. But again, we're being forced to use it by the game as a trial. We also unlock the robot, as you guys just saw. The robot is also like a part of this like whole preservation thing. So I guess it makes sense that we kind of get control over it. And yeah, it helps do a lot of damage. Which makes this boss fight much easier, I would say. But yeah. We defeat Cocolia, and that leads her to, like, I guess, explode herself. I'm guessing that is just the whole consequences of working together with the Stellaron. The fragment that when you use its power, it will just, I guess, destroy, like, if you can't handle it, if it's too much, it will kill you. And she decides to end up, I guess, sacrificing herself a little at the end. Which leads us to, I guess, the peace. We ended the whole problem. But it's, of course, Bronya's sad about it. Yeah, we tell everyone about the whole piece, and we, as Express, decide to go back onto the Express. This is at the end.
What do you mean? Are you saying rebuilding the underworld isn't one of your priorities?
Of course not. I'm just saying we have limited assets and we need new parameters.
Assets, parameters. You sure love your fancy words. Ugh, forget it. Leave it to me. I'll go down myself.
Come on, Seela. I won't leave you to—
Look, Branya! There'll be plenty of difficulties waiting for them, right?
Yes, their future is filled with even more uncertainty than ours. But we will prevail here, even if it means arguments like this go on forever.
They won't go on forever if I win them.
Yanqing,
Yes, General.
watch this person carefully. Do you remember me?
I remember. Of 5 people, 3 must pay a price. You are not one of them, Jin Yuan.
Battlebug was very fun. I'm excited to do the Law Fu, the Shinjo. Sorry, butchered that name probably. But yeah, I needed to get Yao Guang. There wasn't much time on the banners. I did the currency wars, some forgotten halls, forgotten memories, and well, I think I think that was not so surprising. But it started in a late area.
Nice.
Good time at least. That's not so surprising. To see, I did not get much as I would have loved to. But that opens an opportunity for many things for this. Yeah. It gives us more time to prep for next one. I'm not gonna go for Boot Hill. Boot Hill is not one of the people we're gonna go for. So we have an entire patch, 21 days. Probably not gonna be able to use all of those days because I am gonna be busy. With all the exams coming. I'll try grinding, of course, much as I can, and I also have a holiday coming. Yeah. Let's just hope we have again an entire almost a month of time to prep for Evaniscia, and hopefully Finan is gonna be with her, so we can get Finan out of our list as well. Of course, I would have loved Yao Guang for Evaniscia, but again, we can always get Yao Guang later on, and maybe we'll have time to prepare for her as well. I guess see you all. See you guys in part 4 or 3. I don't know which part this is gonna be in. Most likely 2. So yeah, see you all later. Bye bye. A little extra outro here. I just wanted to say thanks for the support. If anyone is watching this, of course, and enjoys the video, thanks for support. I'm pretty new to YouTube, so I'm not the biggest editor. Again, I've said it in part 1 as well. But yeah, I'm sorry if I couldn't entertain that well. Please do leave ideas of how I could do something better. But yeah, if you can, like, subscribe, support a little new upstarting channel, I guess. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.